What did you think of that Peter Casey incident a few weeks back now? Like there was a Snapchat or an Instagram video that went out, and then people just decided that it looked like it was sort of, an illegal substance that he was after putting in his pocket. Afterwards then he came out and clarified that that was changed, that he was putting in his pocket, and he actually put out a drugs test, the results of a drug test. That's an insane level of, for things to go to at club level, I think that's insane. Club and county level, I suppose, as a county player. But, by all accounts, what I hear is if anyone was going to be, messing with that sort of stuff, he's the last sort of lad that you think would do it. But it's mad, the sort of scrutiny that are on players now.
It's a trial by social media now, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
The most.
People judge the jury beforehand.
Well, people are very like the G. I love the GA, but it's terrible in the sense that I've never had any trouble with it because I don't drink, so I've never had any issue with it. But if I did enjoy a pint and I was down in the pub even for a quiz on a Friday night a couple of weeks before a match, and anyone people would actually be asking me what are you doing here? So you're not allowed to be here. It's crazy. Yeah. And then that sort of thing as well, and people jump to conclusions and one thing leads to another. The extremes you had to go to kind of clear his name that you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that.
Do you think he was better off coming out and putting that out there? Because it is so extreme, and I think it did stop the talk.
Yeah, it nipped it in the bud,
But by God, his name was all over the media for a while.
Oh, and, it was, yeah.
He was all over every WhatsApp group, and we've even seen that, in different things with WhatsApp groups. There's some player, and I'm not going to name names, but a female player in the other code, and just there's photos flying around the place that aren't actually of that person, but people are just taking it as read that it is that.
Oh, people, that's it. But people just take no more than Peter Casey and whatever somebody thought was in his hand or was given to him. People just jump to one conclusion. They see what they want to see. And people stuff. WhatsApp groups are so dangerous. The stuff going around there, and it's just taken as a given.
Even something. If you look at professional sport, the Stephen Ward WhatsApp voice note about Roy Keane that went everywhere and was all over the newspaper. That can happen so easily.
Unbelievable. Stuff forwarded on so quickly.
Because it's getting to the stage now where people don't really care about the consequence of what happens to someone else. We've all had a situation where you're caught doing something stupid on a video, and maybe the club mates are sharing it around, and you're like, but if that goes public now, that could ruin you. And reputations can be ruined so quickly. And that's why I wonder, when you see people calling for elements of pay for play or more kind of grants or funding or whatever it is towards players, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But and first of all, I'd rather the money go to clubs than go to players, because the inter-county players are nothing without the clubs kind of feeding everything. So that'll be my viewpoint. But if you give more money to players, sort of moving more towards professionalism, and you're asking for more scrutiny.
Yeah.
Because you're creating that distance between the grassroots level and even the journalists and the players.
Them more, aren't you?
I think you're possibly putting people up on a pedestal to get shot at a bit more. So it's something that I think needs to be thought through before you just kind of pull the trigger and go down that route.
Definitely.